Why showing up matters more than being the best. It was the beginning of a new school year. I had been training individually during the summer and was excited to get back to training with my team. The first day back, everyone came. This held true for the following day, and the next for the entirety of the first 2 weeks. But then, something happened. As time went on, I noticed that less and less of my teammates were coming to training every day. I began to worry. If we didn't train, how are we going to get better? After all, we were preparing for a national tournament. It felt like getting up and attending practice began losing its worth day by day. And all this had consequences. It was frustrating to see us lose game after game. At first, I thought maybe my teammates were just busy or had other commitments. But as the weeks went by, it became clear that something deeper was happening. It made me think, why do so many kids lose interest in sports as they get older? During the last couple of months, my team has been having commitment issues. It has got to the point where around 3 to 5 of my teammates come to training every day. And I think this is a big thing in middle school sports. Children getting to sports during elementary because their parents signed them up, maybe because they were athletes and wanted them to have a similar experience, or because they understand the importance of maintaining healthy habits. But as children begin to develop their own interest and personality, they stop liking sports or the sport they practice. But does this mean that they were never truly passionate about the sport in the first place? Or is it just that they haven't had a chance to develop that passion in their own terms? I think the problem isn't just that kids lose interest. It's that they don't feel ownership over their journey in sports. When something feels like an obligation rather than a choice, it's easier to walk away. And when a team is struggling with commitment, it's not only the missing players that suffer, it affects the entire group. Morale drops, teamwork weakens, and those who do show up feel like their effort doesn't matter as much. So how do we fix this? How do we keep sports from becoming another chore on a long list of responsibilities? I believe the answer lies in shifting the way we approach commitment, not just in sports, but in anything we do. Studies have shown that one of the biggest reasons kids quit sports is because they stop enjoying them. According to a survey conducted by the Aspen Institute's Project Play, 70% of kids in the US drop out of organized sports by the age of 13. The pressure to perform, lack of playing time, or feeling like they aren't good enough can make sports feel more like a job rather than a passion. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assimilating commitment with discipline. We assume that when someone doesn't show up, it's because they're unmotivated or lazy. But in reality, commitment is not about forcing yourself to do something. It's about finding a reason to do so. Think about it. When you're truly passionate about something, showing up isn't a burden. It's something you look forward to. The problem is, many kids don't feel that way about sports anymore. They start playing only because their parents signed them up or because their friends were doing it. And once that external motivation fades, they're left with no personal reason to stay. And if no one ever helped them discover their own reason, whether it's self-improvement, community, or love for the game, then walking away becomes the easiest option. But here's what I've realized. Commitment doesn't always start with passion. Sometimes, passion is something that grows when you keep showing up, even when you felt unsure, even when it was hard. It's not always love at first sight. Sometimes it's a decision you make, over and over, until one day it clicks. You realize you cared more than you thought. And that is when sports become more than just a game. It becomes a place where you learn to keep your standards high even when you're standing alone, where you learn to handle disappointment, how to stay focused when others give up. So maybe the goal isn't to get everyone to stay. Maybe it's helping those who do stay find purpose in the challenge. Because in the end, it's not the victories that shape you. It's the hard days, the silent mornings, the effort no one else sees. So what does this mean beyond basketball? It means commitment isn't about being the best. It's waking up when you'd rather sleep in, being present when no one else is, not because someone told you, but because you decided it was worth it. Most people won't. They'll stop showing up. They'll say they're busy or that it doesn't matter anymore. But if you stay, you set yourself apart. Because staying when it's hard is what builds greatness, not just in sports, but in who you are. You don't need to be the fastest, you don't need to be the strongest or the most skilled. But if you choose to care when others don't, if you choose to keep going when no one's watching, that's when everything changes, for you and for the people around you. So if you ever wonder whether it's worth it, remember this. The scoreboard might not forget your effort. The crowd might not see your sacrifice, but you will. And one day, you look back and realize every lonely practice, every early morning, every time you stayed when others left, that was a win. Thank you.